quite a special day for us. We're in Cape Town to celebrate the scholar transporters that are part of our program, the Discovery Safe Journeys to Schools program, which is one of our flagship initiatives that we support through the Discovery Fund. I'm actually joined today to have this important conversation by Marcella Naidoo, who's the program director responsible for implementing the program in the Western Cape. There's an incredible partnership that we have with Afrika Tikkun. We launched the initiative in 2013 to really make sure that scholars are transported to and from school safe on a daily basis. And so I've actually invited a fellow partner, Marcella, just to unpack the work that we do through the program, but also just to really speak to the impact and why this partnership, why this program is quite important for South Africa. Marcella, welcome.
Thank you.
So just to start off this conversation, I just want to know why this program, why is it important?
I think the value of this program lies in the fact that we understand now that when you want to care for and support children, you also have to invest in the adults who support and care for children. This program is a direct investment in the scholar drivers who take children to and from school every day. And so how they do their job matters to the care of children. And for me, that's critical.
I mean, you actually raising quite an important point because South Africa is known to be the highest in terms of road crashes globally. And how does this program kind of try to address this crisis that we have, and how does it solve?
Everybody who's driving has to take responsibility for the way they drive. And this program focuses on helping each scholar driver focus on his particular driving behavior. So each scholar driver has to make a decision when they join this program. Do they want to actually improve their driving behavior? And the program focuses on specific driving behaviors through a tracking program, which actually can measure their performance in terms of how they take off, how they brake, how they corner, and of course, whether they keep to the speed limit. Those are 4 technical ways that inform the driver about their driving behavior, and they can then try to adjust. We also provide drivers with a defensive driver training course to give them some insight into how these driving behaviors can be changed and improved. And we also give them some training on first aid, because if something happens, then they're in a position, they're enabled to actually take care of particularly the children, but any other passenger, pedestrian, that there might be a crash. They'll be able to assist. So it empowers them, it gives them insight, and it gives them confidence. So that's the kind of investment we do.
Right. I mean, I always talk about this program as extending our values and core purpose to make people healthy and enhance and protect their lives to the broader communities, right? So it's not really about that core purpose to our members only, but it's just an extension to the broader society. And it's really at the core of this initiative. It's really about making sure that we take care of the livelihoods of the children, but also the drivers, because these are the key drivers, you know, of the program itself. And have you seen any difference, you know, in terms of the change in behavior of the drivers? But also that, just extending on that question, have you also seen the difference that it makes to the children, especially since this initiative extends also to the special schools?
So it's interesting because the driver who joins this program, once a device is installed in his vehicle, he gets a kind of baseline. And then over a while, a few months, we can notice, we actually can see from the results that we share with him, that his driving is actually improving. And what we find that's interesting about that, firstly, he wants to be tracked. He wants to learn that he is doing better, and he wants to see the evidence. And that seeing the evidence, the result in the driver almost wanting to do even better. So in a way, this program incrementally helps a driver to improve their driving behavior, but to be conscious that they are improving their driving behavior. This is not somebody else doing something on their behalf. This is their decision and their action and their result and what they do with it. And then, of course, when we reward them, some drivers know that they're not necessarily going to win, but they come to support the others who have won. And so there's a camaraderie about people who are committed to improving driving, but also for the purpose of driving more safely. It's not just I'm the best driver. It's I'm driving more safely because I have chargers in my car. I have children in my car and their future matters. And they talk like that. Some of these drivers actually, just to have a slight anecdote, provide after school holiday programs when the school closes, because they have now got to the stage where they care beyond just the driving and the transporting. So that's, for me, an important behavior change. It's an investment. What we also see is that our results show that over 12 years, we haven't had a crash among the drivers who are on our program, because we can track that. And that means that there haven't been children who've been injured or who have died in the care of these drivers. So for me, it's a very big gain and impact. It also means that fewer children have ended up in hospital where the care is expensive and complicated. It also means mothers haven't had to leave work and therefore lose days' work. So that's the impact. And the other impact is, of course, that as these drivers get known on the road, a number of the winners, people know them in their communities and know that they drive safely and talk about the fact that they drive safely. So you hear these anecdotal stories about these scholar drivers who are on this program. And so the impact is beyond just the driving safely and winning. It's known to people that these people are good and they care. And that matters, I think, to parents, to community members. It matters that our children are being driven in a way which is both safe and caring.
I mean, we always talk about just partnership as being the biggest asset, that we have, but also that could scale the program. And so the idea of this is a best practice model. We've seen the results. I mean, data doesn't lie. Today, we saw that for the whole year, we were able to track 12 million kilometers of drivers, and just those big numbers with no fatalities or any major or significant incident. It's a testament to this model.
Yeah.
And what would you want to see happening in the future?
I think what we want to see is that more organizations and institutions and associations adopt this kind of thinking. It would be amazing if more such drivers, the drivers that we have already trained, and they become part of that cohort, that collective that is known for driving safely, and inspiring other groups of drivers to do the same. And hopefully more people will come to the table and say, we want to also invest in these drivers. We also want to reward. We also want to see that more drivers are doing the job that they've set out to do in a way that they should be doing it, rather than us always decrying when being upset when there's a crash, which we should be upset about, but we shouldn't be waiting for that moment of the crash to express our outrage. We could be investing so that we have a better outcome.
So I mean, just on a personal note, I always admire, the energy that you have. At the heart of this program is really your hard work. And so the question is what actually makes you to wake up at night, just thinking of the program.
What excites me is that we have a growing number of people who want to build the common good of safety. Safety on the road is a good we can all benefit from. And I am always inspired when people, groups, including myself, make it possible that we grow what I call the dividend of the common good. Sometimes these are small programs in size, but the reach is much beyond who they are. And so that actually does excite me. I know that might sound strange, but it does make me feel happy that is being grown. It's almost like knowing that you have a fresh, clean park somewhere where you can sit under a tree and just rest for a minute, because you may not have such a facility where you are at home. And that's good for everybody. Right. So having scholar drivers who are driving safely, knowing that they are on the road, I may be driving behind them and I'll be safer because I'm near them, makes me feel happy. Does something worry me? Can we get our systems to work faster in government, to be able to process things so that people who are willing to take on this job can do it more quickly and be more efficient because the services are being more efficient? I'm particularly inspired by the people I work with. So whether it's my own team or whether it's the discovery team or whether it's the drivers, every good piece of goodwill makes it easier to get up the next morning. Thank you.
I mean, on that note, Marcella, this has been incredible.
Thank you.
You always inspire us, as the team at Discovery, just collaborating with your team at Afrika Tikkun. We're quite excited about our next chapter. Mm-hmm. And I always say that this time of the year, for me, there's surge in energy. I just feel inspired and quite excited to actually be with the drivers, just the energy that is here. Yeah. So thanks to you for having this conversation.
Thank you for the partnership, and I wish us both well into the future. We have to keep moving forward.
There we go. This was a conversation, very important conversation that I had with Marcella. It is a call to action. We really call upon more partners to actually partner with us in this very important initiative. Just imagine a world where each and every scholar in South Africa is transported to school safely each and every day.